Hello, everybody, and welcome to Never Red Green Hash Podcast, where we're going to record content that is so timely that you don't bother listening to it 5 minutes after we recorded it because it's all not relevant anymore. Jeff, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I think I'm fine now.
You were not fine earlier?
No, I was a little sick.
Poor little Fiat Jeff. How did you manage your virtual trip to the other side of the planet?
Well, yeah, it was very good. No one asked me for passports or anything.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I didn't have to wait on an airport for 5 hours.
No, nobody bothering you. Yeah, enough leg space. I like that. It's good. You can talk about the Nostra event in a bit because it's very timely.
No, I don't want to talk about that. It will be outdated in some days.
Yes, that's the point. We're gonna talk
No,
about
no. Let's talk about eternal topics.
No, we're
the
gonna
same topics that Aristotle used to talk about.
Yeah, I have to
Although he also talked about
get all the
things from
Socrates
his time.
Get all the Socrates discussions back. It's like, let's go talk to a general.
Why is the
let's go onto the street, to the marketplace, and talk to a general and discuss stuff with it. Socrates is such a troll. I still remember the first time I read it. I think that's Plato's Republic, right? Yeah. Socrates is such a troll. You can just see it coming from a mile away what he's doing. I was always,
yes, he is.
always laughing as well. Like, I totally
the
get
books
why
are
they
very
killed him.
funny.
Yeah, they
The
are.
books are very, very funny.
Yeah, I totally get why they killed him, right? It's like,
Yeah, because he was a troll.
yeah. And he embraced it.
Yeah,
He's
people-
like, okay, fine, right? I'm trolling.
Yeah,
that's
the
fine.
first time I heard about this, like someone explained the Socratic method or something. They said, oh, the guy, he would use his questions to extract the knowledge from the person he was talking about. But that's not true at all. Like he already knows the response, and then he's just trolling the
Yes.
person until the person.
Like, he knows the answer. It's
Yeah,
just,
I know.
I'm just gonna ask this question to see if you actually know the answer. That's so stupid. Okay, we're gonna watch StarCraft. Okay, so what I did, I looked up a Zerg versus Zerg
Amazing.
that
That
lasted
was
long.
Very long. Nice.
So that's what I did. So I looked up Zerg versus Zerg.
Are
very high-
long Zerg versus Zerg
How-
still like are they still popular?
What do you mean?
It's
popular?
weird that we don't get a view of how are the pros playing. Like there should be a show about StarCraft that follow these people, what they're doing between the ASLs.
Because now you could actually track particular players.
Yeah, you don't wanna watch replays all day every day like they play.
Uh-huh. Anyway, so I looked up Zerg versus Zerg high
You
level
just
players.
ignored me.
Yes, Zerg versus Zerg high level players, and then long duration. But there's only one that's longer than 40 minutes. The rest is 20 minutes or something. So I think this is one of the 20-minute something Zerg versus Zerg.
Yeah.
Rene.
One guy has a much bigger APM than the other.
Yeah, but it's early game, so you don't. It's just flexing. It's like, oh, I need to keep my hands warm. let me execute 500 actions per minute just to keep my hands warm. Whatever.
Well, what Tozy said, he does that
Yeah.
because he must keep his hands well.
So-
What do you think about? Tozy had a video where he says he's going to be in the ASL or something like that.
Well, I think probably.
Do you think he will?
Yes, because
Really?
yes, I'll explain.
But he's not Korean. Okay,
I'll
he
explain.
must be Korean, right?
No, so he
There's
must he must not die soon, right? So the way Artosis is going to get into ASL is simply by surviving all the other players. Because there's only one idiot that will keep playing Brute War every single day for the rest of his life, and that's Artosis. Right?
I don't know if
he's only the only one that can afford to, because like that's his job. So eventually we'll get to the point where there simply aren't that many pros anymore. So he's just able look at my casting or like ops skills that I switched few.
Oh, you're doing that live?
No, not live. I pre-recorded this.
No, you don't.
Yes, I pre-recorded this. I took the effort to find the replay.
Are you unemployed right now?
Yes, I'm unemployed. I also did this like 1.5 months ago, I think, in preparation for the next episode.
Yeah, that's how much we take this show seriously. Like
I have only
one show for a month.
Yes, I have only one thing in my life, which was this podcast that just didn't happen for like 1.5 months. So I've been twiddling my thumbs. Anyway,
well, that's why people should support us on Patreon, because each show takes a long time to make. If you go to patreon.com/constant needs a job.
So how was the Nostr event?
Well, the first thing I want to complain about that, I think it's happening right now. Like in Japan, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, but I guess people are still drunk in a party because that's what they do. But I don't like the name, right? The first conference was called Nostrica, but it was actually Nostrica, which is horrible name, very ugly name. But Nostrica is a nice name. Do you agree with me? Because Nostrica means it's a conference of Nostr or something like that. Yeah. Right? This suffix.
I
don't know.
It sounds like Costa Rica, Nostra Rica.
Yeah, that's what they wanted. But the way I read it was that it was a Nostric conference. You see?
I see.
Does this make any sense for you?
What was the name right now? Was it Nostrasia or something?
Yeah, now it's Nostrasia. But I think it should be called Nostrica again. Like, it's a Nostric conference. Again.
Yes, but they don't use... They didn't use... Costa Rica is not in Japan. Or what was it? Singapore? What was it?
It's Japan.
It's
still happening. Like, this is completely... on time.
Yes, we're so damn timely. Okay, in any event. So the name. It's very relevant.
Yeah.
Take notes, everybody. The CEO of Nostr is wants to bike shed the name of the event.
Yeah.
Well, there's money right now, so you should hire some PR media
for
sales
the
marketing person.
Oh shit, this conference was I think these conferences are the most well organized conferences in the world. Like, they're super fancy, super full of things. I don't know who is making these conferences, but it's a very professional team.
Interesting.
And Jack's paying for everybody, I think.
That's good. So what do you think?
It's not going through open sets.
What a good name would cost, right? I think a good name costs about $500,000. So just just spend the name.
You pay someone to get come up with a name.
You go to Fiverr. You submit. How many times would that be? Like 100,000 times.
And so then you look at all the names and you choose one.
You ask ChatGPT. You put in the 500,000 submissions into.
But can't you ask ChatGPT to come up with the names?
Well, maybe. But that way, then it would be cheap, right? So, then you're not spending the money. In any event.
What do you think about Artosis saying that the only thing he wants to do in his life is play StarCraft.
Well, I
and
get
he's
it.
very
because
happy about it.
I'm there with him, dude. Yeah.
No, you're not. You also have this podcast.
Yeah, that's true. Did you see the video with the stats? The ASL
What
stats,
stats?
the pro match stats, statistics.
No, I didn't. I'm very sad about this ASL. I don't want to watch ASL every
Oh
day
yeah,
in
but
my life.
no. So
it's just Zergs. Zergs
Art-
always win.
Artosis-
Protoss always lose.
no. So Artosis did so somebody did research based on, I forget the number. I think it's 2,000 matches in total, on like all the years of ASL and KSL. And he did some statistical analysis on like win rates and stuff.
Can't be 2,000. Must be 200.
No. It's close to 2,000, I think. Now I'm gonna have to look it up. Okay. Why are you such a... Why didn't you trust me?
Oh, I guess if you take all the games.
Alright, this is all the pro matches, right? So this is all the pro matches.
Yeah,
And
because
yes.
a best of 5 can have 5 games.
Yes.
Okay. I guess you could get 2,000.
Yeah, because it happened. So, so turns out stuff's pretty balanced, and Artosis is like bumping his chest because he was right on all his statements, and that Terran is the hardest race, etc. Anyway.
Why is it pretty balanced?
Okay, wait. I want to say something.
Okay,
Why
say
don't
something.
these Zerg players just make a freaking Sunken? I don't get it.
They're saving money.
No, it's
And they
fucking
prefer
bullshit.
To make
Yes, they're
they
saving
prefer
money,
to
and then
make
they're like,
a million Zerglings and then micro and then lose workers.
yes. It's so fucking stupid. It's like
A Sunken is so cheap, right?
no,
Sunken
it's
is
very expensive. It's actually very
Really?
expensive. Yeah. It's very expensive. But it's 175 in just in minerals.
That's cheap.
No, that's actually the most expensive building you can think of.
No, the hatchery is more expensive.
Am I correct in this? No. Yes, 175 in minerals. And then the most expensive defense building, because a turret is 75. A bunker, okay, well bunker, if you fill it up, it's potentially more expensive. But the
Potentially,
bunker
you
itself.
can't make.
But you're not losing it, right? You can just put them in and out, so it's 100 minerals. Anyway, every single time it's just they don't build a Sunken, and then there are like 2 stupid lings of the enemy running in and then screwing around and fucking killing a drone. And anyway, I don't get it. I was pointing out something, but I don't know what I was pointing out. Oh, how many there are in the gas? No, but so this was the second conference, Noster conference.
Why are you talking so much about Nostr? This show is about Bitcoin. But okay, go on. You're very interested in Nostr. You even have a profile. You post stuff.
Yes, I'm very
You're
active.
a personality. You have 16 followers.
Sir, if I go to my app and go through the 3 menus on how many followers I have that always inconsistently give different numbers how many followers I have.
Oh, Plapster. Yeah,
And I
Plapster gives.
And I still have no clue what it all means. Okay, so now it doesn't say how much. Oh, right. Okay, so it says 102, but it's a button I can push. So now it's going to calculate. It still says 102. Then I push it again. I go to my profile. I press on my profile, and there it says that I have. Now it's loading. 67. I have 67 followers.
Nostr.band says you have 90.
Oh, so we have all different numbers here on how many followers I have. No, I'm not interested in Noster. I'm interested in how you perceive the phenomena. So somebody decided to do a conference, and then maybe somebody else,
It was
or
Jack.
the same person.
It was
Jack? Jack? Okay.
Yeah.
So Jack was like,
likes conferences, I think.
so Jack's like, we're gonna do a hippie conference on the beach. We're gonna be a bunch of computer hippies, and then they were
I
like,
think he lives there,
yeah. So
right?
okay, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's important. He lives there, though, so he likes the place he lives. Otherwise, he would move.
Here we see a couple of links destroying drones because there's no Sunken. Such a sad state of affairs. But who decided to organize the Japan one?
Jack, I
Also?
think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a continuation of the first one.
Okay. So, did you watch the presentations?
Of course not. I was sleeping. It was in Japan, so things that happen in Japan, they always happen when we are sleeping.
Okay. So you
In
didn't
Brazil,
watch.
It's 12 hours difference from Brazil.
Okay. Okay. You haven't watched any presentations.
No, I started watching.
Do you know the
presentation
lineup?
Yeah, I look at it.
Do you know the subject? Do you know the people who are talking about who are there speaking?
Most of them. Yeah.
Most of them. Okay. And because I think this is interesting, right? I mean, when did you came up with the protocol?
A million years ago. 2019, I think.
Yeah, it was you published the paper, right? Okay.
No, I didn't publish any paper. I just wrote a small article.
Yes, and it's on your website. So you
Yes.
published.
It
Yes.
was on GitHub first.
Okay. So you still you put
You wanna know what else?
you publicized writing in 2019, and when did it get picked up? Like when did you get the first interaction with another person around about Nostr?
Very, very close to that date, like 2000. Yeah, very close to that date. There were some people that were interested.
Okay.
And then I made a group, I think 2020, on Telegram, and there were like a few random people there just talking about it and saying it was cool, like five guys. And then in 2000, which year are we? I don't remember.
We're now in 2023.
In December 2021. Yeah, I think these dates are all messed up. But in December, I don't know what happened before that. But in December 2001, I made a browser client that.
December 2001.
I don't know the numbers. Stop laughing at me. How do you say the number?
Well,
you
no,
see the guy just
for
got
sure,
happy.
not 20,001. That's not out. That's not. I'm pretty sure that's not the date. Okay.
21
okay.
to
2001. Yeah.
2001. Yeah, that's it. I don't. I don't even get the. Why you're laughing? But I guess, yeah. You live in a English-speaking country, so you know this language much better than me.
Well, no, we
Whatever.
have we have an English-speaking conclave in our country. That's what is happening. Okay, but so I just okay. This is going nowhere. Fuck Nostr.
Okay, next topic. BitVM.
No, we're not
No.
doing topics. Okay, so the point is to explicitly not do topics so that we
Can
still
we
have
end
topics
this
to
and
do
then
topics.
record one of the
Well,
topics?
obviously we can't end this now because the game's still going on. Jeff.
But the guy just destroyed the hatchery.
No,
It's over.
no,
The
it's
blue
not over.
player is not going to win.
I'm telling you, it's not over.
Yeah, the blue player is still better than the green player.
So why
Apparently.
don't you want to talk about BitVM?
I don't know. I don't like BTM, but I don't wanna talk shit about it because I like robbing.
Okay.
Unlike most other Bitcoiners, I think he has the right ideas.
I'm not sure he has the right ideas. I think he.
Yeah, of course you don't. Of course
Right.
you don't.
But I do agree. I do like him because I do, and the stuff he's doing and the guys he's doing it with. At least it's creative, in the sense of like thinking about Bitcoin.
You don't
Thinking
like
out of
BitVM? I thought you
out
would
of.
like BitVM.
No, I think BitVM is interesting.
I thought you would be very interested, and you would like it much more than
Well,
you actually do.
so it's
Because it embodies all the things that I thought I had understood from your view of what Bitcoin is.
not exactly, no, because it in the
Why are
interesting.
these drones mining in such a horrible way? What's
You mean the
going on?
pathing?
Is StarCraft broken? Yeah.
Yes, brute war is broken.
Yeah. Why do they put the guys are on the right? If, does this happen every time you put a guys on the right?
What do you mean?
The pathing.
Oh,
There.
like that? I guess so. Yeah, you can put buildings in there to tweak it so that they path a little bit better. It's a bit hard there, I guess. I'm not sure it actually loses out on up. I think 3 is still optimal. I'm not sure it matters that much. I don't know.
Okay.
No. So the interesting thing about BitVM, it uses a different approach. It uses this challenger response approach, right? Of
Yes.
contracting. That is, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, it's interesting way of approaching things, but it's not the way I generally think about contracting in Bitcoin. It's far more strict, right?
Yeah. You
Here-
think like Ethereum. You want a global
No,
state
I don't want. No,
with a global processor
No.
computing the results.
no.
No, I think you do, because
No.
that's what a hash time lock contract is. For example, it has a global machine that computes all the hashes and checks all the hashes and checks all the timestamp every time someone wants to settle one of these contracts.
Yes, but no, it only. Sorry, it only verifies.
No, it runs. How do you verify that a hash is correct?
Yes, you
run
you-
the exact same computing.
Yes, you run the
thing.
hash. Yes.
Yeah.
But the point is that it doesn't. It verifies a state. It verifies a statement. So here what it. So okay, yes. So what you do is, in script, you verify the statement. So the point is that the script is true, right? But the
Yeah.
whole point of the challenger and response thing is, it's not
Shouldn't
that per
we-
se. It's not on the. So the point here is not. Okay, the script is true or not. The point is, or not in the first instance, is like you do a statement, and then you bait out or the other person can bait out or force you into a position where you have to lie, and just by the mere fact that you are lying, you are able to claim money.
Okay.
Follow what I'm saying?
You're
Which
talking
is
about
different.
BitVM.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also the challenger's response mechanism, right? In general. And then
No, in
because I
theory,
think
you wouldn't do any challenge response. You just agree. In the best case scenario.
yes, so that's always the happy path, right?
Yeah. What can you do with BitVM? Can you do an example?
What you can do with BitVM? Well,
Yeah.
theoretically, you can do anything.
No, I mean what you can do practically.
I don't know.
That's my problem with BitVM. No one can come up with a good idea of what to do with it.
No, I'm not sure to what extent that is true, but the whole point of BitVM was to prove a point, right? It was to
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think that was the point. I think Robin wants to make some kind of side chains with
Yeah.
BitVM.
Okay. Well, no. So you can take the mechanism or the schema or the principle, and then perhaps do something useful with it. But the point of the paper, of the BitVM paper, was to prove a point. And there are some interesting things there. So basically, what you're doing with this challenger response thing is, and you reduce it to a computational, or you reduce it to a computation that can be expressed in script, right? And the computation that he used was a NAND gate, and NAND gate is a universal gate. So you can, in theory, construct any type of computation out of NAND gates. And the challenger response dance, what it does is you expect a certain outcome based on a certain input that's deterministic according to your program. So if the output does not align with the input, there is something going wrong, right? And you can pinpoint, you should be able to pinpoint where in the computation the mistake is made. And so what the challenger response dance does is it forces the person who is lying or made the false statement to show what he did on the point, at the point where the computation goes wrong. Now, the only way he can do that is by telling the truth, but therefore, because otherwise the transaction is not valid. But by telling the truth, he made conflicting statements, because first he told a lie, and now he's telling an explicit truth on this single component of the program. And because of that inconsistency, he now gave the other person the opportunity to spend all his money based on hashes or pre-images or whatever. I think I'm saying it right. It's been a couple of weeks, right? Because I prepped this stuff.
I think you were saying right. I think this was the best explanation I've heard, but in the smallest amount of time. But I don't know if I only understand it because I already burned my brain many days before to understand it.
Yeah, well, his presentation was nice. It was nice to have him present it, because I read it. I read it in the train beforehand. I printed out the paper, read it in the train.
Oh, he did a presentation where? I don't even know.
I think this is. I'm not sure to what extent. Yeah, well, on BitDevs, I think it was advertised, so it's public knowledge.
What's the difference between BitDevs and Bitcoin Amsterdam?
Well, one is a conference, and the other is a meetup gathering work group thingy.
It's the same thing. It's the same city, same topic.
So one is like
both have Constant there drinking his beer. Both have people paying Lightning and saying Lightning is very good.
No, so
Lightning is amazing. Lightning is the 8th wonder of the world.
So yeah, no.
And also, everybody who speaks against Lightning, they only do it because they're completely incompetent. Because I don't know. Because they're being pushed out of protocol development because they're very dumb. That's why they talk bad things about Lightning.
So what would be the main gripe with Lightning outside of the obvious things, right? And with the obvious things, I mean like it's known that. What?
Sorry.
That was very animated.
What was animated?
Your response. So, but with the obvious stuff, I mean we know the imperfections in the playing field of Lightning. For instance, routing, right? Routing is not a problem that can be solved, quote unquote, right? It's an unsolvable problem. You can only apply practical solutions, things that work up to a certain extent or in a certain mode of operation, etc., right?
Well, it could be vastly improved.
Yes, but I mean there's no the solution to the routing problem.
Well, yeah. If you're already working at the theoretical limit,
Right.
but you're not. Like in Lightning, you're not. You could some obvious things that you could do in
To
a
make it better.
general.
Yes. So,
You
but
could like try many routes
yes.
simultaneously. You could do end routing. I don't know. You could not have everything be onion routed, so people could route packets in the middle of the routes, like change the course of packets in the middle. I don't know if that would work. Yeah,
Right.
I don't
But
know.
so those are types of topics that I don't find particularly interesting in critiquing Lightning. Right.
Okay.
So what would be other critiques now? Because I
Well, one critique is that the HTLC thing
yeah.
is a lie, that people are not being told the truth about it.
Yes.
Uh,
I agree. So
Uh,
that's a big part on expectation management. I agree that that's an issue. Um,
you could argue that it works because no one has the incentive to try to steal the HTLCs except miners, but the incentive is not big enough. Uh, so it works, but it's not the truth.
and
The
it's
other
also
problem is like the centralization, of the network. That's happening every day, and people are cheering for that. Like they're saying that, oh, you shouldn't run a node. You're not capable of running a node. Leave the node running for professionals. And at the same time, they say it's a decentralized network, whatever. And then they either force people to use custodial solutions, or they use these LSPs, which are very large centralization points.
yes, okay, but let's address it. So the centralization thing becomes a hard problem at the moment where there's let's say there's absolute failure when there's only one hop, right? To the point where every routing only contains
Two
one
hops.
hop, then is two hops enough? No, because then the first hop doesn't necessarily know what the destination is.
No, if you have everybody connected to the same central hub,
Yes,
It's
that's
two
one
hops.
hop, right?
no, two hubs. One from you to the hub, and the other from the hub to the destination.
Yes, that's one hop. You hopped once.
Sorry. Yeah, maybe. I thought hop was like the line between you and the other peer, but I guess
Isn't the hop right the amount of people or jumps in between the
maybe
destination
maybe.
and the okay,
I
well
don't know.
we mean the same thing, right? So if there's only one person in between, then
Okay.
that's a hard line broken, right, in terms of privacy, etc. So but then there is like a risk of trailing to that point. If there are only two hops, then it's a lot easier to get a good vision of the network, etc. And then probably from 3 it already starts to expand or explode so much that it's very hard to actually monitor the network. So I guess the battle is, can we keep it at 3? No, seriously, it's like
that's such a horrible battle to have. I don't think we should. I don't know. I think we'll have more than 3. I don't know. I don't want to make predictions, but if people are handpicking who they can open channels with, and I don't know. I don't see how this is going to work. Like people could start KYC or soft KYC, or they only open channels with people they have business relationships with, and you have to shake hands to open a channel. I don't know. I don't see that very much in the interests of Bitcoiners in general.
Then there are two remarks here. Is the what is it? Green light, right? As an example of facilitating node infrastructure, making it easier to run your own node.
I think green light is like it's the same as Phoenix wallet. Like the nodes are the node that you run is not really a node. It's just a client node. You don't route payments. But the difference is that Greenlight, they host the node for you, so you don't have to run it on your phone.
Yeah, but they still
it's
know
not
the
intended
payment
to be-
information, right? So in terms of like privacy, it's just another centralization, point of centralization.
I don't know how exactly it works. But if they have your all your data, right? So they can
Right.
in theory read all your payments. I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe
I think
they
so.
will encrypt everything, but at some point they should technically.
Even if they don't
have
read
the
it, I
key.
should technically be in the position to monitor all the traffic.
Yeah.
But okay, maybe I think like the whole point of running a node, or the whole thing of running a node, it appears there's like a large gray area in to what extent you are running certain components yourself, and there's a spectrum there. And then the other part is, I still see Lightning or the payment channel stuff as a feature that can be included in any type of multi-owned UTXO, multi-person owned UTXO. Right. So whatever we're doing with money, combining our BTC inside one UTXO, you can add a payment channel component to it, and then by means of having a payment channel component to it, you can add it to the Lightning Network. So now people create these payment channels merely for the function. The primary function is to be a payment channel. Where my point is that hopefully you get other types of UTXO that have another primary function, but have a secondary function of being able to be a payment channel.
Well, in the current Lightning, you can't do that. Like, it's too complicated. You can't do multi-party things or have custom rules in your UTXO and still make it be a payment channel, because you have all the signing, all the penalty mechanism that has.
Yes,
to
it makes it. Yeah, but, so I'm
you
not.
have to. There's this penalty mechanism, for example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. That
And-
would make it. That would also. Okay. So you'd need what they call an asymmetry now.
Yeah, you would need
Which is
that
kind of
symmetry.
kind of calling Twitter X, and nobody wants to call Twitter X. So why are we calling L2 L asymmetry?
Oh, I think all the overlords have all taken the LN symmetry name.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
So
It's a
all
better
the
name.
podcasts.
When are we going to call it a block space market instead of a fee market? Because I was re-listening the Unhashed podcast, and I don't remember which one of the guys mentioned this, but that it's not a fee market, it's a block space market.
Well, I guess we have to get an interview in the Chain Code Labs podcast and then make your case there to be judged. If they accept it.
yes. And then we have to go to the blocks. No, so first we have to go to the Chain Code, and then we have to go to the Blockstream podcast. And if
Because
they
there's
sign
this-
off on the idea, we can go to what's his name, Peter McCormack.
Yeah.
And then
That's
when we're
that's
at
the
Peter
final
McCormack,
stage.
then yeah, and then it's real.
Yeah. And then 2
maybe
months
we
later, you'll be invited to Stefan Livera.
maybe we should also get rid of mining as a term.
I like it.
Okay,
but
I'll
it gives people a very weird, like, people imagine all weird
Yes.
things. I saw
Yes.
a blockchain expert or something giving a lecture in some leftist gathering in Brazil. I saw a video, but the guy, he was explaining Bitcoin, and he was explaining the forks. Like, he was saying there was this thing called fork, in which the block gets so big that you have to split it in two, and then you have two blocks.
It's amazing.
And then I imagine like this guy, he read these names, and then he just imagined the meaning, and it made
Okay, so
sense in his imagination.
this is kind of where I wanted to go with the whole Nostr thing. Is that um, earlier? Is that now you have a bunch of capable guys, right? Interested in the Nostr product. I can assure you that in like 3 years, you're going to have like Nostr experts or consultants who will say the exact same thing. They will talk about Nostr forks because the events get too big that you have to split them up or something, some bullshit like that. I can assure you, this thing is gonna grow out of hand, and you're gonna have all bunch of idiots claiming to be experts. Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen the Nostr assets thing? It's like a very scammy project, but they keep thinking like they're not scammy. The guy even talked to me and presented me his ideas, and I said, "This sounds very scammy." I told him, and he said, "No, it's not scammy." And then I said, "Can you explain to me how it works?" And then he just repeated the babble that makes no sense that is in the website. And then I didn't know what to say to him. Apparently, he doesn't know how it works either.
Okay.
It's a very thing like you transfer taproot assets to Nostr, and then you move them inside Nostr, and then you can move them back. So I just imagine it's a server they control, and they keep these assets there. I don't know. I don't get it.
One other thing, I was listening to
Stop ignoring me. You must make.
What
some
do you want me
comment.
to respond? What do you? No, I'm thinking. It's like, okay, what can I respond to this? I don't even understand or know what it's about. What's going on? What you
Okay.
mentioned is like, it sounds weird because the only thing, no, it's just like a communication protocol. So it's like, okay, I don't, just as you, I don't understand what the guy is talking about, right?
Okay, you can say that, and then you move to the other topic.
Okay, and then I move. Listening to Bitcoin Review, they were talking about people coming up with schemes for key deprivation or
Rotation.
key
Deprecation?
rotation. Yeah, deprivation. So yeah, key. So key rotation stuff and the key deprecation stuff, and timestamps, and then I was thinking, it's like, are they aware? Maybe they could use the
That's where we invite our guests. Here, come join us. Peter Todd is here. He's going to talk about the binary encoding of open timestamps. Peter Todd, I think he lost his connection. No, I can't listen. No, I'm not listening to anything. Sorry, I'll have to disconnect you.
So maybe.
Go work on the Rust implementation of open timestamps.
So I'm not sure they're aware of the active development going on NIP3.
Yeah, no, I think he does. I talked to Pablo about it. But it was Pablo who published this idea. It's not a very new idea. It's just a very reasonable, I think, humble idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it made sense when I was listening to it, but then I was like, I'm not sure if they're aware of the NIP3 stuff.
No, they are. They use NIP3. They use the same, like they mentioned NIP3 in the proposal.
The new one or the old one?
The new one.
Oh, okay.
With your name on it.
Met my name on it. I still have to. Shit, I forgot. I still have to show my mom. It's like, look, mom, I'm a Nostr developer. I'm a Nostr contributor. I'm a Nostr core contributor. I should put that in my profile somewhere.
That reminds me of that guy who changed the. Remember when they changed whitelist? No, blacklist to blocklist.
An allow
like
list? Yeah.
No, they changed to block list because there was some random person who opened a PR and they just merged it. And then everybody was outraged with that. And then one guy opened a new PR, changing it back to blacklist. And then everybody rallied around that PR, and many people were claiming, like, was asking for that PR to be merged. And the guy was like, the guy who opened the PR, he was a hero. He was there fighting against the social justice warriors, etc. And in the middle of all the discussions, the Vladimir, I think he asked the guy to change from blacklist to allow list or disallow list. What is it? I don't know.
Whitelist. Whitelist is allowed list, and blacklist is block list.
No, he changed to something else because they thought block list wasn't a good name. But blacklist is racist, so they gave it a better name.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah, they gave it a better name, and then the guy changed it to the better name, and then they merged it, and then the guy who was the hero who was going to bring the blacklist racist term back, which was what everybody wanted. The guy just went with the new solution because he wanted to be a Bitcoin Core developer, and then he put Bitcoin Core developer in his profile. But he didn't do what everybody was like. Everybody liked him because he was doing a courageous thing, but he just went with the flow because he wanted the title. Anyway, it was very shitty.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's brilliant, dude.
Okay, so Bitcoin Amsterdam. Why didn't BitVM had a talk, a panel, or a workshop?
No, it was even better. They did three things in the 30-minute talk or something. So he did BitVM, the zero sync thing.
Zero sync. Oh,
the zero knowledge stuff. So he had like two zero knowledge proposals and
ZK coins.
BitVM.
ZK coins.
I'd have to look it up, but he did all three in one presentation
in
together
Bitcoin
with
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's one of the few presentations I actually watched. I didn't watch a whole bunch of them, but
because
I
you were
did
drunk.
watch that one.
Okay, no, just kidding.
Well, I was out drinking.
But how many lightning presentations they had?
I don't
what
know.
Else? What are the crap they have there? What should I watch?
There were 2 discussions on drive chains.
Really?
Yes.
Amazing.
So, one is the artist versus the clown, which was Paul
Storks versus JC or what?
No, Paul Storks and Giacomo. And the other one is Paul and Peter. Paul and Peter was on the main stage. And I watched that one. It wasn't interesting at all. But Peter did publish his paper, but he published like 5 minutes before the talk or something.
Yeah,
it's kind of shitty. It's like you're gonna do a debate on stage and you're gonna publish the paper. It's like 5 minutes before. Paul didn't even know he published. Yeah, Paul didn't even know that it was published. He was like, yeah, I've written it. It's published. It's like, oh, okay.
He's
we kind of talk about it now.
He's a shitty guy. You can see from his binary encoding practices. He's not a very trustworthy person.
I forgot to. I wanted to tap him on the shoulder and tell him about the binary coding stuff, but I forgot. So sorry. I wanted to relay your complaints physically in person, but I forgot. So yeah.
I have complained about it on Nostr, and someone tagged him. I didn't complain about the binary encode because I hadn't understood it yet. I complained about the lack of documentation.
Mm-hmm.
And he answered. I told you that, right? He answered, "The code is the spec or something like that." Very shitty response.
Anyway, I like Peter Todd. You don't. That's
No, I don't dislike him. I like him most of the times when he's not being an asshole.
Are there any other very timely subjects you want to address? Because my thing with this one was to just talk, and then not address any topic in particular, and then do those on the topic hash thingies.
Yeah, but we
But now
don't
we.
want to have a topic hash about Bitcoin ETF, right? So we can talk about Bitcoin ETF.
Oh yeah, that's good. So, when I look at the Bitcoin ETF, I look at it as emailing a form that then subsequently is printed out, then scanned, and then in order to be stored back into the database. That's
What?
how I perceive. So you email a form. Yes.
Is that how it works? You
No.
email that through.
No, that's how I perceive it. The whole notion of a Bitcoin ETF is like emailing a form, then printing it out. Then the people who receive it, they print it out, they scan it under a scanner to digitize it again, to then be stored in their database.
You're making an analogy.
Yes.
Okay.
About stupid bureaucratic legacy system bullshit.
Yeah, I thought you liked
Right.
this because otherwise we wouldn't have civilization.
Well, no, it's
You mean
a
you don't want
necessary part of.
people you don't want to have people buying Bitcoin directly and storing keys that
No, I
you
do
can't
want that.
confiscate.
I do
Yeah, but
want that.
how will the state enforce their powers if
So-
everybody can do these things without anyone else knowing?
If everybody just could go around and create keys all day. No, so the ETF in itself is silly, right? Just from a construct perspective of what's actually happening, it's particularly silly. There's a technically a superior way if you'd actually use Bitcoin. It's like not using Bitcoin. On the other hand,
It
it's
scales much better because you don't have to touch the chain.
well, at some stage they do have to. No, that's not true. They have to touch the chain. I mean, they have to buy the Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Right.
but you can't transact these ETF shares or something without touching the chain.
You could still change the. No, never mind. The thing here is that it's an integration into the legacy system, and I guess it's important for using stuff as collateral and like. It's just easier for the legacy finance and corporations, etc., to people with money in the current system to use it or managing or go about it. Because it's already integrated in all the systems and how it already works. So I guess in that sense it's good. The only question is it going to capture Bitcoin or is it allowing Bitcoin to capture the current system? So which
Yeah,
one
good
is it
point.
for you, Jeff?
Well, I hope it is the second. I don't see how Bitcoin can be captured like that. But
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know.
Certainly
I don't
not
know.
at this stage. Because another timely thing.
That's a much better way to capture Bitcoin, which is to threaten the lives of family members of the Bitcoin core contributors.
Yeah, that would be a very good direct attack. I agree. Luckily, I'm not a Bitcoin core developer. I'm a Nostr core Nostr core developer, so I'm safe. Unfortunately, for the guy who did the block list thingy, he's now screwed. Anyway, another timely fact is that we crossed what was it, 93% emission. I think today. We went
Really?
over 93%, yes, of the total supply, max supply, yeah. So, right at this stage, with only 7% left, I don't see... if they would have done this like in 2009, after the first month, right, you can capture Bitcoin in terms of like the distribution, if you wanted to. Now it's just not gonna work. It's only gonna pump the bags of people who already own it, which is good.
It's
Right.
good because
Yeah,
we own it.
Yes, we need our bags pumped.
Yeah, so we can not work anymore and just watch StarCraft replays all day.
Yes. So that's what I think of the Bitcoin ETF thing.
So
Also,
isn't BlackRock this evil organization that's going to control
Yes.
the entire world? Like, why are
Yes.
they doing this? What are the shady, or aren't they evil? Or do they just want money? And this is a good way for them to get money.
Why not both?
Well, but if they are evil, they should know that Bitcoin goes against their interests, right? If they're an evil corporation that benefits from state relationships and printed money and so on.
No, but if you, so, I mean,
If they
You
make
gotta
Bitcoin more
hedge.
popular, they could kill Bitcoin instead of
No, but
trying
the
to make
ETF
Bitcoin.
okay, but the point is that there is going to be a Bitcoin ETF with or without BlackRock. There
Maybe
already are
BlackRock can
Bitcoin
just
ETFs.
bribe everybody. Should not allow that. They're not in the
No, but
United
there already
States, right?
are Bitcoin ETFs.
Why isn't anyone buying these? There's some
Because-
in Canada or something, right?
Yes, but they're not they're not America.
Oh.
America. So that's why. So I think it's a good play. I mean, that's the whole power play with Bitcoin, right? I mean, your interests.
Yeah, but it's
So-
working on Bitcoin's favor. Like, that's
Yes.
the thesis that every state and
your
every big
interest-
organization, they will all go to Bitcoin to prevent the others from controlling Bitcoin.
But all your personal interests are still protected within Bitcoin. Right? So you don't necessarily lose. If you're not part of Bitcoin and Bitcoin is winning, then you lose. For sure. Right? Because you missed the boat. But the moment that Bitcoin wins and you have your position in Bitcoin, at least your particular interests are secured, right? Nobody can fuck with your Bitcoin. And you can then play the game of world domination from that new stage or
No, yeah, I don't think
scenario.
Yeah, I think if Bitcoin succeeds in the way I want it to succeed, which is not the same way you do, then I think these big corporate monsters, they will die, as the states will not have much power anymore, and they won't be able to print money. And the way these big things, they maintain themselves and they grow is by making shady relationships with the states and the money printers. So I think they will shrink and die, maybe. Yeah, but maybe they don't share this view, so they think I'm wrong, and then they think they will still go. Or
Yeah, I'm
they're
also
not
not sure
worried
that's
about that.
completely true.
Yeah, you probably not.
So what is your argument that Apple wouldn't have become as big as they are without like some state help, keeping competition out or something, or what's the
Yeah.
point here?
Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know about Apple specifically, but I'm sure there are some.
Okay, there's a
shady
reason
juice.
I said Apple, because now let's say that we have very weak states, right? Apple just can become like Apple's just gonna get nukes, right? Fuck that. They're gonna get
No.
nukes. They're gonna
No,
have the
they
best.
don't.
They're gonna have the best fucking security detail,
Of
military
course not.
force. They'll
Why
have like
would they do
V2
that?
rockets flying all around the globe. They'll have
Because
snipers
they
on
make
every
phones?
roof, shooting everybody in the head if they're not having an iPhone. You buy Samsung, boom, headshot. They will 360 no scope all the Windows computers. That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I agree.
So, same with Amazon, right? I'm not. So yeah, well, I with Amazon I can see it how they got.
So
to
if
where
you
they
don't
are.
have a Kindle, you get nuked, or you get a headshot.
Yeah.
You must have a Kindle.
You didn't watch the video that I sent to you, right? The one
What
about
video?
the anarcho-capitalism movie thing.
Did I? Was
I'm
this
not sure.
recent?
Well, it's sort of reason. I think you said like I'm not gonna watch this. But it's about this specifically. It's about this anarcho. It's like the setting is anarcho-capitalism, globally, and you have Burger King and McDonald's trying to fight for dominance.
I want to watch
And
this.
then
Okay,
one of the
I
employees,
remember this now.
one of the employees suggests like, well, we can expand our market if we go to North Korea because it's completely everything is state owned.
Hmm.
And then they're like, well, but how can we attack North Korea? Then we would like do or violate the non-aggression principle. And then they say something very stupid. It's like, yeah, but they already in like 100 years ago they did this, and that's a violation of our non-aggression principle. So we're allowed to retaliate. And we get the mech nukes and something stupid like that. Okay, just watch it. It's not long. It's very funny.
I didn't know it was comedy.
Yeah, it wasn't serious at all.
I thought it was. I
How
thought
could
was
it be? How could
Well-
it be? It's about anarcho-capitalism. How could it be serious?
Yeah, I thought it was something like that. Anyway,
Any other ETF things you want to talk about?
if the ETF doesn't make the price pump, what do we do? Drive chain?
So have you read the paper of Peter Todd? I haven't read it.
No, I read some
Okay.
bits, but it was too disgusting. I think we should just do it forever. If it breaks Bitcoin, who cares? It's going to die anyway. So I think we just wait for the ETF. If it doesn't work, we try drive chain. That's my plan.